all of these hospitals where people are dying left and right, where do all these demons go?
Amy was a nurse, and she was a completely healthy churchgoer.
Devils will jump from the dead bodies into whoever's standing there.
She was taking care of this patient as a nurse, again, in the hospital, and something suddenly didn't feel right.
Listen, we have the new End Times DVD. It investigates End Times investigation. I have a lot of my friends on here, Lisa Haven, Michael Lake. I have Josh Peck, L.A. Marzulli, Stephen Bancrofts. I mean, 8 hours of me investigating things like Satanism, demonic powers, Illuminati, New World Order, Antichrist, one world religion, end times miracles, Bible prophecy. Folks, let me tell you something. One day, what you're watching us on right now, it's called television, it's called social media, it's called the internet. They're going to turn that baby off. You need a hard asset. When all this stuff gets shut off, this is what you're going to be able to learn from and to understand. So I want you to text the word chosen to 91999, the word chosen to 91999, and get the End Times Investigation DVD.
I do really, really, really want to make people aware that devils will jump from the dead bodies into whoever's standing there, preferably a family member, because then they're less likely to be picked up for other members to be aware of it. But if you're working in a hospice or a palliative care section, the devils have to go somewhere. I mean, Yeshua cast the devils to the pigs, and look what happened to the pigs.
Wow, I just thought of something. In all of these hospitals where people are dying left and right, where do all these demons go? Imagine what these nurses go through and these doctors. Oh my goodness. So here it is, folks. You're in a hospital, you're working night shifts, day shifts, whatever shifts. You've been doing it for 30 years. You've been around at least maybe 50 to 100,000 people that have died in the course of your career. All of those demons floating out, you know they had to be coming in against people. The only thing saving you is the fact you're a Christian, but at least then you at best you'll be demon oppressed. Billy, you have experienced real life cases of demonic possession and oppression. Can you share at least one of those instances with us, the real life true story of what you've seen?
There's one, this woman, Amy, out in Arkansas, and it's really an incredible story for a number of reasons, but Amy was a nurse, and she was a completely healthy churchgoer. And so this is interesting because she was somebody who went to church. Now, whether or not she was saved or not is another question, but she was going to church, married, family, again, working in a hospital as a nurse. And one day, a burn victim came into the hospital, and it was a suspected methamphetamine explosion, which was an interesting detail in the story for a lot of reasons. But she was taking care of this patient as a nurse, again, in the hospital, and something suddenly didn't feel right. She had never experienced any mental health issues. She had never gone through any depression, nothing like that. But suddenly she just felt a little bit off, couldn't finish her shift. She goes home, assuming that she's just getting sick, something's off. And what's remarkable is she goes out, she was a runner, and this detail is important too. She was somebody who ran in marathons, right? So very physically fit. She tries to go out for a run. She's weaving all over the road. And within 8 days from the time that she started not feeling well, within 8 days, she was institutionalized, right, in a mental institution. So she devolved so much in these 8 days, lost her faculties, was acting completely insane. But what really is sort of heartbreaking about this story is that for 8 months during this time, she's completely lost her mind. She's lost her job. She's lost, obviously her friends and loved ones are trying to figure out what in the world is going on. They're taking her to the Mayo Clinic. They're taking her everywhere, trying to get answers, and they're not able to get any answers. And all of this sort of culminates in this sudden obsession that she has to end her life. She had never been suicidal again, never had the mental health issues. but all she can think about is, how do I kill myself? I'm a nurse. I know if I do this, she's like kind of wargaming this suicide in her mind. And so one day she's sitting in the windowsill of her house. And I want you to picture, you're sitting in a windowsill, the window's open behind you, and you're facing inside your house. And she thinks to herself, it's about 2.5 stories up, if I just drop myself out, not jump, if I just drop myself backwards out of this window, I'll hit the ground below and it's cement and I will die. And that'll be it. And so Amy drops herself out of this window, 2.5 stories, lands on the concrete and doesn't die. She breaks all of her ribs. She breaks her back. She's in horrific condition, but she doesn't die. And what's so remarkable about this story is that a woman who she had never met was visiting her church for a prayer service, because as this was going on, Amy's church, they're praying for her, right? And they're holding this prayer vigil. And this woman has a strong prompting that she needs to go and perform a deliverance, that she's never met her. She needs to go to the hospital. So she ends up getting into the hospital and is immediately greeted by what she says was an entity inside of Amy. And she performs a deliverance, and I'm truncating the details here. And after they filter Amy off of all of her medications, she never again has any other manifestation like that, never again has any other sort of suicidal inclination, and returns to normal, right?
But what you're saying is this nurse, Amy, as far as you know, was a legit gal. I mean, she didn't dabble in witchcraft. She went to church. Whether she was a Christian, who knows, but she went to church. Are you saying that someone that came into the hospital could have had an evil entity? This evil entity left this person and went inside of Amy, or at least around Amy. Is this what you're telling me?
So that's the interesting part of this story, because of course, for me as a journalist and as a Christian, the first thought I have is, well, what was going on that opened you up, Amy, to this? Right. And that is something what makes her story unique, and I know it probably is a challenge to some, is that she can't pinpoint that.
Pastor, when people die in the hospital, the demons have to go somewhere. Is this right, that they just can jump into the next person?
Well, they're always looking for a body to inhabit. That's the thing about demons. They're entities without bodies, and so they find their mission and fulfillment in human flesh. Well, if it has to be something other than human, they will, but human flesh. So yes, they will.
And people are worried about not wearing masks in a hospital. They should be more worried about people dying and a demon jumping inside of them. We need a spiritual mask.
I hope I portrayed enough to see, it's evil. And I'll be quite frank, I don't like Fauci. I don't like what he talks about. He's flip-flop Fauci. I'll just call him what it is. He's been back and forth with a lot of stuff. With what you're playing in The Last Evangelist, I think it really paints a picture of where we're headed. I think some of the stuff that you portray in that particular series is absolutely some of the stuff we're going to see in the near future.
All right, if you're interested in getting involved in Last Evangelist, our new TV series, which is coming out the first of the year, go to lastevangelist.com. You can sign the newsletter. You can even donate, and we do need your help. We really do. You can see on there the things you can do. You can special thanks. You can donate, get T-shirts, hats. You can come walk the red carpet. Hey, you can be in the movie. You can be an associate producer. You could even be an executive producer. This is how we're bringing this truth to you guys. I'm not going to the studio. God said, go to my people. That's what I'm doing. Go to lastevangelist.com or text the word evangelist to 41444. Or you can make that call to 844-806-0006.
In these last days, people will worship false gods. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, a new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, Miracles and Healings, the Antichrist and One World Religion.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Text bonus to 41444 or davidhevner.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text bonus to 41444 or davidhevner.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.